How you doing, guys? Dragonman here. I'm in my motorcycle machine shop. And like I told you yesterday, I'm going to show you the $1,000 rebuild your own motor deal. It took me 6 hours, all done. Okay, the only thing extra this customer wanted was nickel alloyed seats. Here, look how nice those seats came out. See that? Nickel alloyed seats. It's only $30 extra each seat. This is what the seats look like. Nickel alloyed. Very, very hard metal. Okay, so anyway, he's got Amco guides, Teflon seals, stainless steel nitrated valves. He gets a top end gasket set, cast pistons. They're bored out the neck size. See, I glass bead the cylinders. We don't get all the paint off. We just rough everything up. So when you get it back, you could use wrinkle finish and paint your cylinders. If I painted them before it gets shipped out, a lot of times it rubs off on the fins in the box. He gets Hastings rings. Look how nice the lower end came out. It looks like brand new. I went through the oil pump, check all the bushings, changed the bearings, line bore it, balance it, 3-hole crank pin, 54 Torrington roller bearings. Look how nice. And check it out, guys. Look, zero back and forth. Look how nice and tight. I mean, this is the way it would have came from the factory. Okay? Okay, one more thing I want to tell you guys. I get a lot of phone calls. Things happen. And let me tell you what to look for. Okay, the same cam cover they used, 1970 to 99, just about. You know, take a give a little. The gasket's a little different, but the outside looks the same. Okay, the inside, this is what you have to watch for. If you exchange the cam cover or get another brand new one, okay, here, check it out. If you put a 74, you've got 74 flywheels in there, 80 flywheels, right? Okay, the pinion shaft, this is the pinion shaft. See, that is on the flywheel, and that's the way the rods get oil. See the little hole there, the oil hole? You have to make sure when you change the cam cover, you have the right bushing in the cam cover. See that little hole? And the bushing, that lines up with that little pinion shaft hole. And if you put the wrong bushing on the wrong pinion shaft, it's not going to get oil, and the motor's going to seize up, right? So this is the early pinion shaft. This is the late one. This is what the late bushing looks like. See, there is no hole on the side because the oil goes straight in. See, this is what these pinion shaft bushings, they actually interchange. So you guys really got to look at that, because I could do a beautiful motor job for you, and then you put the wrong cam cover on with the wrong bushing, and the motor will seize up within 20 miles. And of course, you'll think it's my fault. So you have to watch that bushing. Make sure the oil hole lines up with the pinion shaft. Okay, other than that, this is ready to go out. The customer's going to be very, very happy. Okay, so anyway, I was going to show you guys my machine shop and how I could do everything so fast. Right? Follow me. See, everything is organized very, very good. All my gaskets, seals, bushings, lock nuts, tabs, everything's on the walls here and in the little cabinets there. Okay? This machine here cuts out the brass seats in panhead. I do a lot of panheads because hardly anybody in the country is putting nickel seats in panheads. This is the jig I made for it. See, the front head goes here, the rear head goes there. This is the 1 3/4 valve seat. See, I made a punch. This follows the 3/8 valve guide. I put it in there, hit it as hard as I can. After I heat it up, you have to expand the aluminum. And if they want a shovel head seat in there, see, this is the 1 15/16. See, and that'll go on there and really whack them in there. In fact, 3.5 to 4 thousandths interference fit. If you look at this punch, you can see how hard I've been hitting it to go in. I never had a valve seat come back that fell out. Okay, you come down the line here. So anyway, this is for the intake and exhaust panhead seats. Cuts it right out. These are the flutes I had cut. 3.5, 4 thousandths interference press fit. That means it's smaller than the seat that I'm going to put in. Okay, over here, I weld up the valve guide holes, and this machine here at the right angle puts the hole back in. See, I do that. Hardly nobody in the country does that. Okay, this machine here, it's actually got almost 100 memories. See that? And let me put this on. Here, if you come over here, you can see it on this side. And these are leaner scales, you know, on the table. It zeroes out itself. And here, I'm going to move the table. Here, watch the digital readout. See that? See, X, Y, and Z. See, and it'll show exactly how where the table's going and where the holes are that I have to relocate. I have all the Harley-Davidson blueprints. Okay, over here, this machine here, we put the cases on. We bore out the cases for 3 and 5/8 cylinders or 3 and 13/16. That's my boring head, and it goes straight down 90 degrees perpendicular to the table. Okay, this machine here, we cut down the nickel seats with carbide cutters. See that? Sometimes they stick up a little high in the shovel heads. So this machine cuts all that down. Okay, my big lathe here, normally I use this for cutting down flywheels. Yeah, see this? See where this line is? A 1/2 inch, 500 thousandths. All that metal to the left, we take off on the lathe. And what that does, it gives you better throttle response. When you give it the gas, faster RPMs. You lose the torque, but you gain RPMs. And it'll be the same thickness, inch and a half on the pinion shaft side and the sprocket shaft side, just like stroker flywheels. Okay, if there's anything you guys want to know and you don't understand, you could always give me a call. Okay, you come around the turn here. Over here, this is my seat master machine. See that? It actually floats. See on there? See that? And it'll locate over the valve guide hole, and then I put the cutters in there and cut everything out. I could put seats in all the Harley-Davidson heads. Okay, this machine here is just for dual spark plugs, double spark plugs. I could put a double spark plug in a head in about 4 minutes because everything is all set up. The right angles, I got the right tools here, and we knock them out. Boom, boom, boom. That's the way we do it. See, I made all these fixtures, see, to hold the heads on the fixtures on the table here. Okay, case repair. I've been doing case repair probably for 50 years. I'm in the motorcycle business for 53 years. I started in 1967. These are all different case repair sections that I use. Some of them I had made. See, these are sand casted. I had these made. And some of them I just cut out of old Harley cases that are blown up. Okay, this is the back of a Sportster case. It's very common that the counter shaft right here blows right through the back of the transmission in a Sportster case. If the whole thing is missing, see, I have a big section made for that. See, and this would go just like that. See that? If it's just a little hole, you know, blown out, see, this piece would go right in there. I weld it up with jigs and everything. I put it on my machine. I find out one of the main holes on the pinion shaft or the sprocket shaft to locate off, and from that point on, I could find any hole I want in the motor case. If your bottom end blows out, I had these sand casted pieces, sand casted, and we patch up the bottom of the case. If it needs a bigger piece, see, I take these out of old cases and we weld out motor mount to motor mount. Okay, this is something that hardly anybody does. We cut out the main race when it spins in the aluminum, and we put in a whole new one. I do a bunch of those. If your generator end gets knocked off, I have other sections. I could put the generator piece back on. The pan heads, exhaust ports. See, I weld those on like in 4 minutes. Okay, shovel heads. See, I had these made. I could put a whole new shovel head flange on your head. This here is a 3-point flange, if you guys ever want that. And that'll adapt to a pan head or a shovel head. 3-point bolt action. Okay, I have 3 welding machines here. MIG, TIG, arc, cast, brass. I could weld every kind of metal if it's weldable. This is my motor stand. We made probably 45 years ago, and it has adapters to start up all the motors 1936 to 99, and I could start Sportster motors up too. And see, it's got an oil tank, a gas tank. It's got a coil for points or electronic ignition. I got 4 compressors in here. Look at this one, dual engine. Listen to this. Well, that really puts out the power. And that runs my sandblaster outside and 2 glass beating machines. Everything's got to be clean before I work on it. Okay, over here I got 7 honing machines. They're all set up for the different jobs I do. Okay, this one here, right now it's got the manual for the pin and shift. See, I just step on this, we go back and forth, and see, this dial indicator shows how much more I have to take out. See, like another 5 thousandths. It's got to reach 0 when it's done. Yeah, I rebuild all my own rods. I don't use any of that Japanese crap. Everything is American Harley-Davidson. That's why I like working on the stuff 99 and down. Okay, over here I have 160 mandrels, top and bottom. All the way from 1/4 of an inch, 250 thousandths to 6.5 inches. See that? And this here's my automatic honing machine. Yeah, I'll show you how that works. I have to bore these out today. Okay, let's see. We put the cylinder in here. See, and we expand the flutes. There's 4 flutes. See, now it's lined up. See, we tighten up the bolts. See, everything goes really fast and easy when you have the right equipment and you know what you're doing. Okay, now we loosen that up. See, all my dialing indicators are set up, you know, to check the bore on there with a 1/10 of a thousandth dial indicator over there. Okay, so we're going to lock this. See, it's in lock. We push it on, and it goes back by itself. Within 3 minutes, it'll bore out 10 thousandths of an inch. See that? In fact, a lot of guys from town, they come out with the boring jobs. I give them a soda. I tell them to look around at the guns, and they go home in 20 minutes. Can't beat that. Okay, over here, this hones out to 3/8 valve guides. This cross scratches the cylinders. This here's the 5/16 like Evolution and Sportster valve guides. This is my valve grinder machine. It's all air operated. And this attaches to all these different stones, 30, 45, 60 degrees. I could do a three angle valve job, 10 to 12 minutes. And don't think it's all done fast and sloppy. It's all done perfect. If you guys pay more than what I charge to get something done, doesn't mean it's going to come out better. Remember that. Okay, you come around here. This is my boring bar. Let's say a guy wants 74 cylinders bored out to 80 cubic inch, right? Okay, so I have to bore the cylinder out 60 thousandths of an inch to make it 3.5 inches. That's standard 80 cubic inch. So that's what I use the boring bar for, to take out a lot of metal fast. Okay, over here I have every Amco valve guide for the Evolution, the Sportster, and the pan heads and the shovel heads. I really don't have to order anything a lot because I have a parts room with an inventory of about $40,000 to $50,000 worth of motorcycle parts. Okay, over here, look at this. I made a punch for every Harley-Davidson bearing and bushing. Okay, let's say I want to take out the pinion shaft race from a big twin. That's what this is. See this? I made this punch, and see, this fits right on top. So I put it here. First, I have to heat it up. It expands the aluminum, and we hit the old one out and put this on here. See, like that, and hit the new one in, and then we line hone it. So this really helps a lot by having a punch for every Harley-Davidson bearing and bushing. Okay, this is one of my Sun Impresses. See, we made all these punches here. Let's say I want to take the bushings out, right? Okay, I put that there. See the bushing? Put this in here. Step on the pedal. Yeah, the bushing's out. See that? Then we have another punch that puts the bushing in. So everything goes a lot faster when everything's set up. Okay, let me show you something over here. And all these machines are set up all the time. It saves me a lot of time. At my place here, there is no setup time because everything's already set up. That's why we have so many machines. Okay, over here, this machine here, see, this guy wants more compression, right? But he doesn't want to put those heavy forged pistons on there. So I take off 50 thousandths of an inch. So what it's going to do is cut down the head gasket surface 50 thousandths of an inch, and that'll create another 1.5 to 1 compression. See that? Every 50 thousandths lower on the cylinder, or you can shave the head, creates another 50 thousandths of an inch if you CC the heads. This way you don't have to put those forged heavy pistons on there and throw off the balance. That's what happens when you put heavier pistons. It throws off the balance. When you cut down a cylinder and use the same piston, you don't throw off the balance. Okay guys, well that's a lot of talking. Okay, so let me show you one more thing here. Let me shut this phase converter off here. Okay, we having fun yet? I love doing all this stuff. I've been doing this all my life. Okay guys, so anyway, look what I got here. I don't know if you guys remember, this was my old catalog over 25 years ago. See that? See, with my double engine bike in the back. I actually made 3 double engine bikes, street legal. And they all got sold. People around the country, they offered me a lot of money, and I ended up selling it. In fact, this one here went to France. This was an Easy Rider magazine, I think in 1993 or something. And they're really a lot of fun. Every double engine bike I made got better and better. Okay, so anyway, I'm selling all my videotapes, right? 25 years ago, if you guys remember, maybe it's even longer, in Easy Rider magazine, I used to sell these how-to-do videotapes, right? And these could actually be converted to the disc here, see that? And this way they'll last a lot longer. And what I want to do is I want to sell all of them because, yeah, of course, I don't need them anymore, and I don't want to sell them through the mail. I want somebody to buy these. I want somebody to make me a good offer. And these are all the masters. You could keep copying them and making more and more and more, and you could actually sell them like I did. Here's a whole list of all the videos. And 25 years ago, I used to sell them for $25 to $39. And we used to sell a lot of them. It's how to do everything I just showed you. How to rebuild every Harley-Davidson transmission, electrical work, how to weld everything, how to rake frames, how to rebuild panhead, shovel head, evolutions, 5-speed, 4-speed transmissions. I mean, whoever watches all these videotapes is really going to learn a lot. So you could send me a message, email me, and make me an offer for all these tapes. And in fact, I even have more than these. There's probably another 25 more tapes that go with these. I just don't have any room to show them off. You can email me, dragonman033@gmail.com, and make me a good offer, and we'll ship them right out to you, and you'll be in business. You'll know everything.